Hello there and welcome back to Midlife Years. I'm Cheryl. Okay, so we need to get it a little more organized. I have the stand, but the part that holds the phone is missing. And it looks like I ran out and left an important piece that takes out the background sound. So if you're hearing the breeze blowing, forgive me. It is gorgeous out here. I want to make sure that I get at least one video out because it's been about 3 weeks. And I apologize about that. I'm making some adjustments to stuff and time is just not waiting for me. It's just ticking. But we did get past the self-love article and I still have to get the ebook out. So that's going, but I'm making some adjustments to something that kind of took up my time a little, but I'm very happy right now. And it's important to say that even when things are not working out exactly as you please, it's really a good idea to be grateful for every little thing. For the past few weeks, we've been talking about self-love, seeing the glass half full, and so on. Today, I'd like to talk about working towards being happy and, being in that happy mode regardless. Okay, so don't go away. Oh my goodness, I mean, the summer is just going. I don't know where it went, but it is just slipping away. I have to say, today is an absolute gorgeous day. I don't know where you are, but I hope that you are having fun. So one of the things that I do want to point out is items such as being happy and just feeling good within yourself is not an external thing, it's actually internal. So if you have that state of mind, if you have that mentality, you can turn anything into the positive. Because life, we know, it has its ups and downs. And it is hard sometimes to feel up when things are down. But at the end of the day, you've got to kind of, weigh it out. Even though I have a lot going on sometimes, I still like to sit back and look at what is good and what I'm grateful for. And it is so much. It is so much because let me tell you something. You are able to get up and move around. That right there in itself is a blessing. You are in your right mind. That's another blessing. Having a roof over your head. I mean, these are things that we tend to take for granted. But I try, regardless of what's going on, to just look at things, look at it overall. Because I like being happy. And I can't say a lot of times that I'm not. I mean, I get disappointed. I get frustrated. When I feel myself out, I will say to myself, wait a minute, I'm not happy. And I will start doing inventory to find out exactly why. Because you cannot afford to be in this lifetime and just be miserable. You have people that are pretty much set up, they put things in place and what have you, and they are just angry, bitter, and unhappy. So what I want to tell you is that just find your peace and understand what rock you should be standing on. Know what the true vine to your happiness, where it lies. Because a lot of us, we really go the wrong route. We look for people and things to validate us, and that's not the way it works. When we find that out, when we come to that realization, we become angry, we become bitter, and then it just starts to spiral downhill. So understand where the true vine of happiness is. It's not anything physical. It's internal, and you have to make that connection. You've got to have that light inside. You've got to thrive to have that light. Because when you do, then everything is able to come in. Nothing lives where darkness is. It's not something that I'm making up. That's just the way it is. And I don't care if you have millions of dollars. Someone who has 5 can be happier, understand where that true vine of happiness is. Keep your focus with that and go after it. Because our health, everything branches off from our state of mind, our well-being. Take inventory of your system. Pay attention to how you feel. Get to understand what you're feeling, why, and try to fix it. Okay? I apologize again for staying away for for taking that time out, but just know that I am always thinking of you guys, and I will always be touching base. It's a lot that I'm trying to do at one time. I am just I'm high on life. That's just my disposition. I think that's why I always have that inner peace, regardless of what's going on the external. And from that peace, happiness, fruit of the Spirit, and everything else branches out from that. Our happiness, our peace, everything, it intertwines. So it's important to understand how you're feeling and not to ignore it, not to take things to disguise it. It is important to find out what's going on, why it's happening, and to address it. Not to cover it up, because it doesn't go away. It just stays nipping at you, and then other things will start taking place. So to me, it's best to just address these things head on. But yeah, I like being happy. It helps. It helps being in that mode, feeling that light, where I'm feeling that fulfillment inside, regardless. I think with that state of mind, it eases things up. And it's also good to try and look to see who you can help. When things are happening in the excessive and you realize that it's out of your hands, it's a good idea to start looking to see who you can help and turn that focus to the other person or to something else. One of the big problems that we have is we tend to not pay attention to why we're having these discomforts inside, and we stay in denial, and we also look for things in the external to make us happy, to validate us. And I think that's one of our biggest problems. So one of the ways that you can start working on your happiness is to find it inside, to find what makes you happy and to do it, and to not look for anyone to give you that, because no one's going to take on that responsibility. In fact, if they realize that they are the source to your happiness, that puts them in control. And if it's somebody that's not mature, you'll be in a lot of trouble. So it's a good idea to understand what rock you should be standing on and exactly what the true vine to happiness is. It's important. And that, that's another story by itself, because it has to do with faith and your beliefs and so on. But it's important to understand where that stuff is coming from. And then everything else, I think, just branches off from that. But yeah, I try not to stay away for that long. But like I said, things, when I'm going at it, I don't realize, time is just like, we're already like at the end of July. One more month and we're in fall. I'm not sure where the time is trying to flow. So I hope you're all doing well. A lot is going on. I have some changes that I made, and so I'm adjusting to that. But yeah, it's a lot of exciting stuff. You just have to look for your excitement. It's all out there. You've just got to make the choice to go after it. I also want to get some other things opened up, but I got to get things like leveled out before I do that, because I'm just kind of jumping at everything, and we got to stay a little more organized. But, it's all just flapping your wings, being excited. That's what it's all about. If you haven't, check us out at Midlife Rises. Do give us your support. There's a donate button there. I will continue to ask for your support. Hey, with all that's going on, with all that I'm trying to do, the more help, the better. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You do that by clicking on that bell icon, and I will also thank all of my subscribers and all of the likes. We don't have a lot, but I know that it's being looked at and the messages are getting out, so that's good enough. Do support us where you can, and we will see